listening to Abstract AF and I'm Sneha Jaiswal. We have another horror themed episode lined up, and in this one, we are going to be talking about zombies. With the world forced to deal with the COVID-19 pandemic, post apocalyptic fiction, movies, and series seem to be the order of the day. Which is why zombie films and series continue to be the most popular subgenre when it comes to horror. What makes these stories more fun than your regular ghost and ghoul kind of tales is the fact that they feel more believable and relatable. Relatable as in not that we have experienced flesh eating humans who can no longer think, but it's just easier to imagine the world go to shit and having to fight back zombies than a supernatural 10th century demon who only a high priest from a temple or the Vatican can tackle. In contrast, zombies do feel a little more believable. A few fans often wonder whether if there are certain set rules to how zombies behave. There isn't. Different directors and storytellers make up their own rules when it comes to the behavior of the flesh-eating beings in their creations. So in this episode, I'm going to list 5 extremely different zombie tropes as seen in 5 horror productions that have nothing to do with each other. Number 1. The first one has to be from the popular franchisee Resident Evil, which is based on a game. The first film had come out in 2002 and was such a big hit that they kept making sequels and now also have an animated series on Netflix. In most movies, very little is known about the actual cause of a zombie outbreak, and there is most definitely no cure to it. However, in the Resident Evil series, we know the origins.
A deadly virus capable of contaminating the entire world has been released.
There is a virus called the T virus that causes it, and in this series, there's also an antidote to cure those who have been bitten or hurt by zombies. In most fictional stories and movies, if you're bitten by a zombie, you're a goner. You'll probably have to amputate that part of your body if you can to survive and remain human. Moving on to trope number 2, and this is from the popular Korean movie Train to Busan. According to this script, if they can't see you, they won't chase you. So there was a scene in this film where a character realizes that the zombies do not come after someone if they are not in their line of sight. So when a pack of these undead freaks are trying to get into a train coach and are attempting to break the transparent glass door that divides it, a character covers up the door with newspapers so the zombies are not able to see the humans anymore on the other side, so they stop trying to bang and crash the door. This was definitely a new little detail that made the film a little more interesting. Which reminds me of trope number 3 from the very famous zombie series, The Walking Dead. I mean, how can you talk about zombies and not mention this series? And in this show, if you smell like the zombies, they won't eat you. So all humans have to do to survive a zombie horde is to manage to kill just one, then smear themselves with zombie blood and guts to smell like they are dead too. Then the zombies won't try to eat them.
Do we smell like them?
Oh, yeah.
Give me the axe. We need more guts.
All you have to do is pretend to be a zombie and then you can even walk along with them and they won't even notice. Obviously, most of the characters in this show do not like this desperate survival tactic, so they resort to it only when they're really screwed. Moving on to trope number 4, it's from The Army of the Dead. Now, while in most zombie films, these creatures are slow and all you have to do is outrun them, in this 2021 film, you have something called the alpha zombies who are faster and can even think to some extent. Also, the film has a tiger zombie, which excited a lot of fans. Even though animal zombies are not a new thing, but usually makers try to make a film either about human zombies or animal zombies, and they rarely mix the two. So the huge tiger zombie in this one turned out to be quite an attraction. Now to the last zombie trope, and this has to definitely be the most unique take on the genre. This is in the 2019 movie The Dead Don't Die, which is like a spoof film and quite silly and boring, but they have some interesting story ideas in there. The zombies in this one are dead people rising up from their grave and they gravitate towards things they were attached to when they were alive. So we have zombies who head to their favorite coffee shop. There's a dead musician who heads to a guitar shop and things like that. It almost gives a slightly human touch to them, but it was hilarious and silly to watch, especially the zombies that have phones in their hands and are looking for Wi-Fi in the area. So yeah, that's a wrap on the 5 different zombie tropes seen across different movies and shows in the genre. That's all for this episode. Talk to you in the next one.